When I was a very young child, I used to be very ambitious to anything I used to or wanted to do. And everything which I saw in the outer world, I just wanted to innovate. I just wanted to create. I just wanted to do something. I just wanted to do new things. The creative spirit was something that I dearly loved, and I still dearly love to this day. And I just wanted to continue creating new stuff, and I worked on new things, but all of a sudden, one day, everything changed. One day, there came that certain period of my life where I was unambitious. I started to feel miserable. I started to think like the world is all against me. I started to become mentally unstable and depressed. I used to hang out with friends I should never even hang out with in the first place. I was hanging out with people that were not friends to me. Were friends to external circumstances and substances. And throughout this entire time, my mental health was in the dumps. And I started to lose hope. Whether is this gonna work or is this not gonna work? And my creative spirit died with it. But then eventually, there's this one thing which I have realized. The moment when I started to change my entire life and started to dedicate it all to Christ, there's this one thing which I managed to learn, which unfortunately a lot of people still do not learn to this day. So let me first of all start off this video with a thing that if you have this feeling of a spark of motivation, because people on the self-improvement genre always say, oh yeah, motivation is bad. Bro, motivation is something that spark plugs that vigor and something that spark plugs that ambition. Motivation is not bad at all unless if you completely rely on it. Motivation is something, in fact, a good thing if you only use it as a plug to start that ambition and to start working. I mean, yes, discipline is very necessary to keep up that work, but motivation is something necessary to start that vigor. If you have this motivation and the spark that if you want to do it, if you're asking the Lord, should I need to do it? Bro, the Lord wants you to do these things. And by doing these things, I don't mean by substance abuse or becoming an addict. No, what I mean by these things is that if you, for example, want to go and exercise, if you want to make a business, if you want to make a YouTube empire, if you want to make a genuine community from YouTube like I am, do it. Genuinely do it. The Lord wants you to do these things, so why don't you start now? Genuinely, there isn't a more perfect time to start doing these things than now. There isn't gonna be no next day, tomorrow, or next week. You have to do it now. The same thing goes for this faith. If you want to do these things, you need to start now. You cannot delay time. The thing which you have to realize is that, because what you first of all have to realize, and keep these words in mind, which I'm about to say to you. The thing is that ambition is Satan's worst enemy. It's one of Satan's most worst enemies. And I know you might ask, like, why are these his enemies? That is because these are gifts from the Lord. When you feel ambitious and when you feel you want to start doing something, the tempter knows that his deceits will get weaker. The more you're gonna go on this journey, the more weaker he is gonna become. He wants you to become a submissive little rat that follows him and follows his temptations and follows in a path of sin. He wants dead, mindless people. He wants an empty and depressed society. And the moment when you start becoming ambitious and you start doing certain tasks or certain works in your life, out of that chain of ones and zeros in that code, you become a 2. The tempter's main task is to make you a 1 or into a 0 once again. Like, for example, let's look at the Son of the Lord. He was tempted 3 times after fasting in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. He was tempted by him a total of 3 times. He was tempted by him. The main reason why the tempter came up to and started to tempt him of one straight thing: Jesus had a purpose to live for. He had a purpose to live for. And this is exactly what he tried to eliminate. The tempter knew the moment when Jesus would start to sin, that's it. We wouldn't be saved anymore. And this is the same thing what he goes after. He goes after ambitious men like you. This is why you now see the world going like, oh yeah, bro, go get this, go get that. It's alright. Fap 15 times a day, it is healthy for you. These lies, what the world constantly say, they are all meant to serve one purpose, and that is to eliminate your drive, eliminate your ambition, eliminate your purpose. This is the reason why you should also stop fapping. Fapping is the killer of man. And I know you might ask me like, what? How is it the killer of man? When you fap, you deplete in testosterone. And what is testosterone responsible of? It's responsible for giving meaning in your life. That is the reason why it's called the male elixir of life. You get stronger, wiser, healthier. You become, especially in your teenagers, when your testosterone skyrockets, you are a superhuman. Your teenage years are a blessing from him because you are a superhuman. You can regenerate faster. You can learn faster. You can generate muscle more quickly. And since you are more ambitious, you can do work 10 times more productive and 10 times more efficient than somebody in his 30s. And while you are listening to the lies of the world that, oh yeah, fapping is good, playing video games is good, watching streamers nonstop and watching short form content is good, the more you listen to these lies, the more successful they are at sucking away your willpower to fight and to generate wealth and to become the best version of yourself, to become a faithful man. And this is the entire mission of the world. Because remember, let me remind you about this one more time, like I said in my previous videos. You only have one life. You only have one life. You only get one shot. There is no respawn button. There is no second tries. You either do it now or you never do it. Life is on hardcore mode. Once you die, you die. That's it. You're in the judgment seat. The tempter will try his best to destroy your ambition. So the moment when you hear these lies from the world that fapping is good, smoking is good, drinking is good, all of these sinful things are good, keep in mind that their main task is to turn you into a mindless robot, to turn you into an unambitious man, turn you into a brain-dead man. Brothers, remember, the Lord wants you to become the best version of yourself. And if you have this motivation, this spark that's just spark that you want to do something, do it. Because that spark isn't gonna last long. And I really hope you have learned something from this video today. And also, as a second thing, if you genuinely liked, you can also like and subscribe to support this ministry, for these are the things that genuinely help me out to spread this message and spread this news to the entire algorithm. And also, if you liked, you can also, comment down below your opinions, whether you support my message or whether you do not support it. Last thing, if you want a community that is there for you and a place where I can give you one-to-one mentorship for completely free, first link in the description. And I'll see you there, brother. Jesus loves you.